What's good, guys? It is Frostie19 here. Frostie_19 on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and X. I appreciate you, Gamesir, for sending out a controller for me to test and give my review on. So I'm gonna help you guys out a lot if you guys play MLB The Show. Personally, that's one of the main games I play. I'm one of the top players in the world at the game. And yeah, I'm gonna give you guys some tips and my settings and the reason why you should switch to this controller. So for the button layout, MLB The Show. Yeah, you really don't have to change the button layout like Call of Duty. I do recommend it in Call of Duty, though. I do play COD. And using the back bumpers is very good, as well as changing some of the binds with, melee with B. That's also a very handy thing with this controller. But, the stick dead zone, this is the most important thing, and that will be the show, as it controls basically the whole game with your PCI, which is the thing you use to hit. So my dead zone initial is going to be at 6, and my max is going to be at 100. And anti-dead zone, this is a new thing with the Gamesir app. Mine's going to be at 2 initial, and then of course max is going to be at 100 because I want to get the full range of motion. Curve adjustment is going to be the basic, the default, and stick trajectory is going to be circle. You can try out raw. Raw is also a very good thing that Gamesir allows you to do. It was on the Gamesir G7 SE as well, but if you like it, you like it. Personally, I just like the basic circle, but try it out. For the right stick, this is for pitching, for pinpoint. Dead zone's going to be at 6 initial, and then max is going to be at 100. My anti-dead zone is going to be at 4, and my max is going to be at 95, because I do not want to get the full range of motion, as the pinpoint doesn't let you get all the way past the stick threshold, if that makes sense. Curve adjustment is going to be normal, and stick trajectory is going to be the same. For my triggers, 1 dead zone initial and max. The only thing this does for MLB The Show is dives, which are pretty important. You do want to have some reactivity with dives, so changing your dead zone a little bit down is always a good thing. You don't want to have too much dead zone and then not dive at certain points. My initial anti-dead zone is at 0 and max is at 100. Curve adjustment is at normal, and hair trigger is off. You can put this on. I have tried hitting with the right trigger. If you do like that, I recommend putting hair trigger on because it's more reactive. Honestly, I think it's more reactive than the button, but it is harder to check swing, which is why I use the A button, because it's just less reactive. And when things are less reactive, it is easier to control. But once again, more reactive, faster input with hair trigger. Vibrations, I feel like vibrations, it really only does things when you open up packs and MLB. Nothing really here for this game. If I play Call of Duty or if I play Battlefield or something like that, I probably would have a little bit of vibration on just to feel, some sensation when you're playing the game, maybe an explosion or something like that. But for the show, I do not have anything on. So some of the main questions I get when I stream or anything like that on YouTube is, why should I switch to the G7 Pro when I already have the G7 SE? Number one reason is the mouse click buttons. I'm sure you heard me scrolling around the menus and clicking. Mouse click buttons, more reactive, faster input, and just more durable in general. Like if you have plastic buttons, yeah, they're good. They're just, the standard button, but sometimes they can jam. Sometimes they can not be as reactive, so that's the main reason. Another big thing with this controller is that you can overclock it to 1000 hertz without it reverting sometimes back to 500. I found with the G7 SE, sometimes if you would overclock it to 1000, sometimes your console would only let it go to 500, but I've not had that issue on this controller. And you can play with this controller on PC and mobile, which is a big W. You can play with it wireless on mobile through Bluetooth. And once again, I believe it's $75 online, very durable, probably the best controller on the market for the price and durability. I know Gamesir in general, I've gone through 1 or 2 Gamesirs in the last 2 years. I went through 7, 8 other Xbox controllers within a year. Finally switched over to these controllers. Lasted over a year, which is unbelievable for the price, and I hope you guys enjoy as well. Once again, shout out to Gamesir for sending me a controller to test out. I appreciate y'all. This means a lot to me, and I hope to work with y'all in the future. I'm glad to be working with y'all now. Make sure to use code Frostie19, no spaces, no underscore, at checkout. Make sure you use the link in my Twitch. If you type in !Gamesir in my Twitch channel, it will give you the link and the code you need to use. As well as on Amazon, I do have a 6% off, because there is no shipping, I believe, so that is a big W. And yeah, I appreciate y'all sending me this controller, and I hope you guys enjoyed.